Hiya, here we are. We're going to paint this pretty little Christmas tree in the night sky. So I'm going to show you, this is me sketching out the shape of the tree. I've actually already, some of the kids have a bit of an idea already sketched out on them, and it's not like this. It's not in little triangles, it's in more flowing leaves. So I think that'll be easier. After I did this, I thought, maybe there's a better way. So you'll have slightly different drawing on yours, but it's still the same way of making the painting. So I'm going to start with the dark green. I'm using the large brush to do this, and I'm just going to paint it. So when you see yours, you'll see that you've got these little strokes drawn on them. So you just follow those little strokes, the direction that I've got them in, and then do green all the way. Don't do this bit. This bit I decided wasn't a good idea. So there we go. There's me painting over that bit. So do the little strokes all the way up like that, all the way up to the top. And then I turn the canvas around to do the other side. It's more comfortable if you can use your paintbrush like a pen. See how my hands like you would normally use a pen at school, or if you're writing. And you can do the bottom straight if you like, or you can fluff it up a little bit. That's up to you. So I'm just getting lots of paint in there, filling that section there, and then we're going to go in with make it a bit taller. I'm going to go in with the lighter green after this. So we're just going to use the lighter green. I've just wiped a bit of that paint off. I haven't actually washed the brush. I've just wiped a bit of the paint off there. So we're going to use the lighter green, and we're going to go not all the way, and see the dark green paint is still a little bit wet, so we're just going to make a little bit of texture like this all over the tree. It's good if the dark green paint is still a little bit wet, because what happens is we mix the light green paint and the dark green paint together then, and it looks like a nice fluffy tree. See how those light green bits make it look nice and fluffy? So that's what we're looking at here. Now we're going to go in with, you can dry it now if you want to. Sometimes I forget to dry it, or I'm just too engrossed in the painting. So I'm going to do the purple background now. If you find that your green is mixing with the purple when you do this, I'm using the little brush just to get in there. If you find that your green is mixing with your purple when you do this, you might like to give your green tree a bit of a dry with a hairdryer. So I just use a normal hairdryer that you find just in your house anywhere. But make sure that you ask someone for help to use that if you're not allowed to be using things that are electrical. My kids aren't allowed to use things that are electrical without asking me, so they have to always ask me first. So that's why I like to say that in the videos. Just make sure someone knows that you need to dry it. And it can actually be a little bit messy too. There can be paint. You can accidentally put paint on the bench or something like that. So it's always best to ask an adult to help you with that one. So I'm just leaving a little space here. I'm going to put a tree trunk there, because I'm imagining that this tree, maybe it's outside, because we're going to put a little night sky. So it's a real tree growing outside rather than a tree inside. You can do a tree inside if you want to. If you wanted to do a tree inside, I would maybe you could put like a little stocking, like you could hang a little stocking up behind it, or you could add some little presents down the bottom, whatever you decide. Here I go, painting that background still. You can get a bigger brush if you want to now. I've just kept that smaller brush, but you can switch to the bigger brush if you need to. So there's the background all nice and painted. So I didn't wash my brush then, I just wiped the excess purple off because I'm going with black. But you can wash it if you'd like. So then I'm just using that bit of black to put the trunk on. And then I'm going to give that a good wash. And I think the next thing I do is, what do I do next? Do I do the moon and the stars? No, more purple. What's this? Oh, yep, I'm just filling in some little gaps in there. I think I thought it might look better if it was a bit fluffier. So you can, the good thing about doing the green tree first and then the purple after is that you can actually change the shape of the tree with the purple if you want to. So I'm just making it a little bit skinnier, a little bit fluffier on the edge. So you can do that with the background colour. Then if you accidentally go too far, which sometimes I do, you can just get the green again. That's the good thing about these paints. You can just keep going over the top. So just going to wipe that off now and going to give it a dry. I'm going to go and give it a dry with a hairdryer. Okay, so it's nice and dry now. So now I'm going to add the little details on top. What am I going to do first? I think I did the little gold dots first. Maybe the tree lights, I think. Nope, I'm going to do the moon and the stars. So I'm going to do a little crescent moon in the corner. So we just do like a C, like a letter C, but have the ends a bit pointy. See how it's like, looks a bit like the letter C, but the ends are pointy and the middle bit's thick. So that's the little crescent moon in the background. Then we're going to do little crosses as stars. But when I do the crosses, I make the up and down section of the cross a little bit longer. So they look like they're twinkling. And I'm just using a little tiny bit of paint and I'm brushing really lightly. If you accidentally push down too much and you make it really thick and you don't want it to be as thick, you can just paint over with the purple and dry it and start again. So don't worry if they're looking a bit thick, or if you put one in a place that you think, oh, I didn't want one there, you can add a little bit of purple. That's the good thing about having the background colour. A couple of little dots. So we've got some stars that are close and some stars that are far away, or some shiny stars and some smaller stars. And I'm going to add a little bit of snow maybe on the ground. I know we don't have snow at Christmas time in Australia, so maybe it's not snow, maybe it's shiny grass, moonlight on the grass, whatever you want it to be. If you wanted, you could actually do this bit green. You've got two greens there, so you could use one of those greens and make green grass if you really would like to. So this is just a suggestion. You don't have to use the colours that I'm using. I'm just showing you how I do it. And then, of course, if you know me, if you've ever had a class with me, or if you've ever heard me speak about art, we like to just do our own thing. So if you want to do your own thing, that's okay. So here I am just blobbing in some of that gold and making some lights on the tree. If you wanted to, you could use this gold for the stars instead of the light blue. That's up to you. Dot, dot, dot. And then that's going to be it for my painting. Now I'm going to grab my gems. Now we've selected some really special gems for this kit. We've got a nice bright red star. I think the red looks really good with the purple because they're contrasting colours. They're opposite each other on the colour wheel, and that always looks nice. And then we've got 3 little red stars, and I'm just going to pop them any old where. I don't like to think too much about where I put stickers. I like to just stick them on, but you can make a plan if you like. And I'm going to, you know what? I actually should have made a plan, because you'll see, I've just remembered, you'll see a bit later on, I actually moved a couple, I think. So pop Lego all over, some that are sort of on the edges and some that are in the middle. Here, there and everywhere. Well, now I'm thinking, where am I going to put this one? There we go. That's a good spot. Perfect. So, maybe I didn't move them on this one. Maybe that was the other Christmas tree. So there we have it. Sparkly, shiny gem Christmas tree. Very pretty. I really like this one. I hope you enjoy painting it. It's got a little stand. You can stand it on when you're finished, and you can display it if you like. Let me know how you go.